Hello, beautiful beings. Okay. A little sigh goes a long way. And a little wiggle. A sigh goes a long way and a little wiggle. Let's do one together. Okay, so I kind of want to talk about why seeing the evolutionary process we're in as um, basically us switching our reality game up. Now, sometimes when I have said this in the past, people are like, how can you call this a game? How can you bring in the world play? Do you see what's happening in the world? Do you see what's happening in the world? And so there's something about um, taking the evolutionary process we're in, or awakening to oneness, or all these spiritual blankets that we wrap ourselves in sometimes, that makes it really heavy. And it keeps us looped in the same game, which the majority calls it reality, or the imagined majority. What is the imagined majority? The imagined majority are so present because the imagined majority runs off a system called control and power. They're beings that are interested in controlling and having power over other people. When I was an actress in theater, which I still am because this is a theater, hello, and I'm still acting, is you can read on a character like if they are into power and control just based on their eyes, on their body language, or if they have other intentions. Now, the majority that call reality reality usually have a really strong hold on all the players playing the game. They don't let you go that easily. Why, you ask? Well, because if there was nobody to control and no one to have power over, then their game would die. And so they ain't got nothing better to do other than really, really try to find every possible way to keep control over people and have power over people and gain power over other people submitting to them and the games that they want to play, which is control and power. So the thing is like, let's call you a sensitive being, or whatever you want to call yourself, a starseed, sensitive being, empath, intuitive, psychic, healer, whatever this system based off control and power we might identify as these archetypes within that system, is that when we try to use compassion, empathy, understanding with like merging our consciousness with the reality game, it just creates a battle. It creates a mind war. And not only that, it's actually really dangerous because you're trying to play a game that isn't suitable for reality game, like the system you're actually liberating yourself from. So if you're trying to use these tools of like compassion, empathy, understanding, like meeting midway, what basically happens is you're going to go into a battle of warlike energy, or worse, you're going to get massive headaches and brain fog because you'll end up getting confused. You're like, what? I'm coming from love. And they'll start projecting on you and start hackling at all your wounds and traumas. And like, it'll just feel like you're losing it and you'll feel psychotic probably. So, when we try to use these higher awarenesses of the heart centered consciousness to merge and make peace with an old system that functions in an old way, control and power based, they'll just use whatever you got against you because they can ride the highway of your compassion and empathy nonstop. They'll like play like weakling and they'll be like, how could you? And they'll start gaslighting, whatever you want to say. They'll play all these mind games with you, and basically, your greatest gifts of compassion, empathy, knowing of oneness, heart centered consciousness will be fed off of. So you might even feel like you're starting to be drained like a battery. and feel like you're breaking down. And then you might think something's wrong with you. And then you might think that you need to go somewhere where you're taken care of. So, what I'm recommending, if you have been experiencing this, which you probably have if you're still watching this video. Oh my God, you're still watching this video? Hi, I would love to meet you. You can do so by liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing if this resonates, what's coming up for you. So, seeing this all as a game, as systems, as games that run off different ways of focusing our attention and our intention in life. We could easily honor the reality game of the majority while honoring it and just being like, I don't want to play that game. I'm interested in playing this other game. It's that simple, meaning it shifts us from a battle mentality into investing our energy in what we want to build. This is a huge game changer. No pun intended. I don't even know if that's the right moment to say no pun intended, but I'm going to play that way anyway, because in this game, we do that. We say things when we're not sure if it's the right thing to say. So, wow, Bella's really turned on right now. We must be on the right path. Bella, you're really playing with yourself, huh? Yeah, she's my little spirit guide. So, seeing this reality game or this world that needs to change or people that need to wake up as a game that we honor while we build and create and invest our attention, the most valuable currency in existence, and our intention in the game that we wish to experience, there might be a little bit of dark night of the soul, a little bit of sadness, a little bit of pain, a little bit of grief, a little bit of loneliness, which may seem like a lot. Like 2 days of loneliness can seem like 2 eons sometimes. But before you know it, all that energy that you've stopped feeding to a system, a game, a reality game that you're not interested in playing, it will start building up inside you and healing your body, your psyche, your brain, bringing in your remembrance and your heart coherence. And before you know it, your imagination will start activating. So it's literally like as our energy starts building, it goes up to our heart, it starts activating our imagination creation center, our pineal gland. And before we know it, we start overflowing with nourishment and getting ideas of how we'd like to be creative because we get a snippet of like, oh my God, I got me. I am okay. I have everything I need. I don't need to battle in that old system anymore or change it. And then the mind opens up because there are no more battles to be battled. And you start getting downloads, dumps from creation, the energy that creates everything. Now, is it this simple? Yes, it can be. It is that simple. Is it simple to remember how simple it is? Not always. Is it possible to just tap in to how simple that is now? Yes. Is it not that easy? That's okay. Because it is going to happen. Because the universe loves you too much to have you play in games that you absolutely hate for too long. Maybe a few lifetimes. So, this simple hack of like, I don't want to play that game, I'm not playing that game, I'm playing this game, is such a different way to language ways we navigate these really intense experiences. I've just been through a lot, 2 weeks of a lot of intense relating experiences with all kinds of consciousness and people. It's just, and this is like the treasure that I have to share. And if you are in resonance with the soul fractal that I am on, which if you're still watching, you are, then I'll just speak to you directly now. Is there's nothing wrong with you. You're not crazy. You are enough. You have everything you need always, no matter what your mind thinks. Everything has purpose. Everything unfolding has purpose for you. Your sensitivity is your superpower. It's not a sickness. Your sensitivity is your superpower. It is not a sickness. I'm going to say that again. Your sensitivity is your superpower and is not a sickness. And players of the game that don't see that in you immediately are not playing your game. They are not on your fractal. They're either there for you to serve, that you're the one holding space for them to enter your game, or it is you are not playing the same game I am. Or it could be they could be like an interesting piece of art for you. Like, "Oh my God, cool, you're playing that game? That is so cool." And remember that they're just playing a game. That is not all of reality. It may have been all of reality, a reality we were born into. I remember being born into a reality and being like, what the F are these people up to? I don't even remember seeing colors when I was little. Everything looked gray. And all the adults looked like zombies. The teachers looked miserable. There's muggings everywhere. I'm like, what is this world? Is that reality? No. Is reality children needing to sit on hard ass chairs still for hours and hours and have 20 minutes of recess? No. Luckily, that isn't everywhere anymore. And things are shifting, but still, like, what the. And we were born into that system, meaning that is effed up. To call that programming in our subconscious running our lives, 80% of what's running our lives is what we were programmed as children to be, how to behave. That is running our lives. That is not reality. So we're replaying these video games, calling it reality, calling it realistic, calling it responsible, calling ourselves whatever the F we're calling ourselves, running like blind ghost zombies and like battling with these people that couldn't give less of an F about you. They just want power and control over you. And also, this could be anybody. Sometimes it takes times for those we love the most. It takes time for them to opt out of certain programs they're running. And we need to bow out until they purge that program. And sometimes them not being around us is what they need for their heart to bleed open and crack open. And for them to step into a new way of playing life. And so I'm speaking to you to embrace this unknown leadership territory that you feel you're at. And to know that even if you are feeling alone and crazy, these are intimate initiations with creation and source. And as you navigate valuing your value system, feeding the rivers of life, feeding the blood veins of earth with the currency of how you focus your attention, how you place your intention, of how you look at something, why you look at something, why you're doing something. When you play with that, those streams, those rivers lead you into more and more resonance and harmony with people that are more and more soul resonance with you, that like almost welcome you home. They're like, oh my God, welcome home, love. How was that game? This is what we discovered. This, let's create, let's co-create. And there might be a few waves of that. I just went through a few waves of meeting soul fractals and be like, whoa, I'm going into more resonance. I'm remembering who I am more and more. And there are always more and more beautiful beings welcoming you home into more and more soul resonance. So if you are feeling alone, know that it is not forever. And if you are feeling crazy, know that you're only crazy in one game, not all the games. I think that's about it. Thank you for meeting me here. If you watched till now, oh my God, what the I'm a little feisty today. I've kind of been alone for a few days and like cooking up my energies. So it's like, this is the first video I'm making. Yeah, I'd like to know how this resonates with you, what's coming up for you. It inspires me so deeply to read each of your comments. It's like a lighthouse for me of like, there's somebody out there that I get to like open up and be more raw and more myself. It literally feels like coming out of the closet. And so, yeah, it means the world to me. Sharing this with someone, it might touch them, you know, like we think that we can't do anything in the world, but if this touched you and you know it can touch a person, that makes a huge, huge difference. When I'm not creating and I'm just sharing things that inspire me, I can feel the ripple effect. So if this inspired you, share it. It matters. That ripples, that feeds this currency that you are resonant with, if you are resonant with it. And yeah, if you'd like to connect more, there are lots of goodies coming up, and there'll be group things, play pods. Again, I'm going to begin doing monthly topics where we play in a group of people and explore it through play, like a workout, like doing some lab work around different topics. So that will probably begin next month again, which I'm really excited. We took a long break. And also, there are one on one journeys with me where we utilize play as a way to, like, as a lubricant to melt all patterns that may be keeping you stagnant, into possibilities and into prisms so you can fully create space for your authentic soul to come through. It's absolutely amazing what happens in one-on-one sessions. It's like, what the F is this really like happening this quickly, this easily? And yes, it is. So there's that. If you're curious about offerings, you're also welcome to schedule. I still have them up because I've been meeting amazing people on curiosity calls. They're free. It's like a 15 to 30-minute drop in and seeing ways that I can support you or play parts. Sometimes you get nuggets out of the call itself, but it's mostly intentional for people that, you know, would like to dive deeper together. That was a little ramble, and I'm going to conclude now. Be you, because all the other parts in the play are taken by others.